Hi, this week's parash is Parashat Shlach. In this week's 2-minute discussion, we are going to discuss something slightly unconventional. We're going to discuss the Nesochim. In general, people are discussing the spies, but Rav Hirsch's focus is later. The Nesochim were an added component to the Karbonos. Now, in general, people are thinking, well, we've had the Karbonos in Vayikra, why more now? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go through and explain exactly what these added component was, and also maybe derive a message. The 3 components that were added was firstly, oil, flour, and wine. Flour, which represented material wealth, oil, which represented enrichment, and wine, which represented joy. And the Jewish people, through these 3 components that were added, were saying to God, with these things, my material wealth, and my happiness and my joy, I too will use these in service to you, in service in perfecting myself morally and in service to God. These 3 spheres of my life, those 2 will be used. So to recap, flour, oil and wine, material wealth, enrichment and happiness, those 2 will be used in service of God. But Rav Hirsch takes it further. The wine itself, specifically, that represented joy, was poured through a conduit in the Mizbeach that would lead to the foundations, and once a year or whenever, the Kohanim would clear it out. Rav Hirsch says this shows us an important insight into how Judaism looks at happiness. We don't look at happiness as the ends in and of itself. The ends is moral perfection and service to a greater being. But how we get there is important. That is built on a foundation of joy and happiness, as illustrated by the foundations of the Mizbeach. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great Shabbos.